Now we should come back to study. So today we are going to discuss chapter 9, Food for Health. In this chapter we will learn so many things related to food and health. Food. Food is our basic need. We cannot live without food. We eat food to stay healthy, but often we have desire to take junk food like pizza, burger, soft drinks, etc. Junk food is not good for our body. Food items which contains nutrients like milk, rice, chapatis, vegetables, etc. are the need of our body. We should avoid junk food items as they may cause many health problems. As you know, food is essential to live, to stay fit and healthy. Now, we have to learn undernutrition or malnutrition. What do you mean by this term? Malnutrition or undernutrition? Many people who are not getting proper or sufficient food for eating. That causes people suffer from malnutrition or undernutrition. In our country, many people cannot get sufficient food because of poverty. So, people should eat balanced diet food. You must be thinking, what is the meaning of balanced diet? Balanced diet is a combination of different types of food which gives us all the nutrients in our body we need. These nutrients are fats, proteins, carbohydrates, vitamins and minerals. As you can see, balanced diet chart is given below. First, proteins. Proteins helps to build up our body. They help us making skin and blood and make us healthy. We eat fish, milk, cheese, pulses, eggs and nuts to get protein. Next, fats. Fats gives us energy. Food item like oil, ghee, butter, etc. gives us fat, but too much fat is harmful for us. Next, carbohydrates. Carbohydrates gives us energy. Food items like potato, rice, sugar, breads contain carbohydrates. Next, vitamins. Vitamins increase the ability to fight against disease. Minerals. Minerals are important to growth or development. We get vitamins and minerals from fruits and vegetables. We also need sufficient water and roughage for our body. Water is extremely important for us. About 2/3 of our body made up of water. Fiber called roughage is the indigestible part of our food. Fiber helps in digestion of food. Many vegetables and fruits, mango, cucumber and ladyfinger is a good source of roughage. When our body does not get enough food and nutrients, then it gets affected by disease. One of the disease is malnourishment. Malnourishment occur mostly in age of 1 to 5 years in children. The symptoms are develops a large belly, gets sore on the skin, looks pale and sick, get tired easily, has retarded growth, skin gets dry, has low appetite. Disease caused by the deficiency of vitamins and minerals. Disease which are caused by deficiency of some vital nutrients over a long periods of time are called a deficiency of disease. There are many diseases which are caused by lack of essential nutrients. Let's discuss about them. Night blindness. Loss of vision is caused by lack of vitamins. Its symptoms are poor vision, darkness, the eyes become dull. We can prevent from this disease. We should take green leafy, carrots, papaya, tomato, mango, etc. because in this contain have rich vitamin A. Beriberi. This disease is caused by lack of vitamin B. This disease has symptoms like low appetite, sore tongue, dry and rough skin, cracks around the corners of the mouth. We can prevent this disease by taking eggs, unpolished rice, peas, milk, etc. Scurvy. Scurvy is caused by the deficiency of vitamin C. This disease has symptoms like bleeding, gums, swelling, etc. We should take more of citric fruits like orange, grapes, lemon, amla, etc. to prevent this disease. Next, rickets. Rickets is caused by deficiency of vitamin D. This disease has symptoms like bones weakness, legs become bow-shaped. To prevent from this disease, we should take healthy diet rich in vitamin D. Disease caused by deficiency of mineral. Goiter. Goiter is a deficiency of iodine in our body. Person should take iodized salt and more of seafood in diet. Anemia. Deficiency of iron in our body causes are called anemia. The major symptoms of disease: sickness, get tired easily. We should take a diet rich in iron like apple, carrot, spinach, eggs, meats and green leafy vegetables. All the deficiency disease are non-communicable disease. That is, these are not transferred from a sick person to a healthy person. Digestion in the mouth. Do you chew your food properly? We need to chew our food properly to change it into the simple and soluble form. The process of breaking down of food into a simple form that the body can use is called digestion. The journey of food begins in the mouth. When we put a piece of bread or chapati in our mouth, our teeth help us to break the food into smaller pieces. The tongue is the muscular organ in the mouth which help us to taste food and to roll it in the mouth. The taste buds present on the tongue help us to identify different tastes: sweet, salty, sour and bitter. Now, what does this para means? This means the food we eat needs to be broken down into simple substance. This process is called digestion. The digestion of food first take place in the mouth. When we put a piece of food into our mouth, it starts to break the pieces of food into small particles. The tongue, which is the muscular organ in our mouth, helps to take the taste whether the food is sweet, sour, bitter, salty. When we chew the food, it mixes with the saliva in the mouth. This liquid is secreted by the salivary glands present in the mouth. Saliva makes the food moist and soft. It changes the starch present in the food to sugar. Thus, bread that is rich in starch tastes a little sweet on being chewed for a while. Thus, digestion begins in the mouth. So, it means saliva is present in our mouth which helps to mix the food when we chew. Saliva is liquid which is produced or secreted by salivary glands. Saliva helps to make the food soft and moist. So, this is how digestion begins in our mouth. Glucose is the simplest form of sugar that can be absorbed by the body to give energy. When the sugar level in the body becomes less, we feel lethargic, dizzy, and may even lose consciousness. Glucose gives us instant energy. We get energy by glucose, that is the simplest and the easiest form of sugar. When the sugar level decreases in our body, we may feel less energetic and even lose consciousness. That is why we get the instant energy by glucose. Now next, when food gets spoiled. The food is said to be spoiled if there are any changes in its smell, taste or looks. Food gets spoiled due to microorganisms like bacteria and fungi that grow in it. Microorganisms grow in the presence of air, water and warmth. Oxygen present in the air helps in the growth of microorganisms. Water or moisture provides a favorable environment for bacteria and fungi to grow. We often see sometimes in our food, there may be some changes in the color, smell, taste in our food. If we keep the food for longer period of time, this is because of the microorganisms like bacteria and fungi that grow in our food. Eating spoiled food can cause disease like food poisoning and typhoid. We should ensure that food does not get spoiled. The utensil in which food is stored should be clean. The food should always be kept covered. It should be cooked properly so as to kill germs. Avoid eating stale food. Eating these kinds of spoiled food can harm us because it can causes disease like food poisoning. We should be aware that the food does not contain any germs. It should be clean and also the utensil in which the food is kept must be clean. We should avoid eating stale food. Now, food preservation. Food preservation is the process that involves storing of perishable food so that it does not get spoiled and can be used later. There are different methods of food preservation. So, it means it is the process in which we can use the food later without getting spoiled. There are certain process of food preservation. Drying. We can preserve some foods by drying them in the sun. The water content present in the food items is reduced by drying. For example, papads, fish and bananas are preserved by drying. Food is preserved by drying in the sun. This process is known as drying. For example, papad, banana and fish. Boiling. Food items such as milk are boiled to prevent it from getting spoiled. Boiling kills the germs present in the milk. We can preserve food items by boiling. For example, milk. Freezing. Food items are kept in a refrigerator or a freezer, that is, at very low temperatures to preserve them. This is done because germs cannot grow at low temperatures. We can preserve milk, fruits, vegetables and eggs by refrigerating and meat and peas by freezing. Some food can be kept in the freezer or refrigerator to preserve them. The items such as milk, meat, peas, vegetable can be preserved by the process of freezing, canning or bottling. Some foods get spoiled in the open. Flour, biscuits, mixtures, sugar, etc. remain fresh when they are kept in a dry can, tin or jar with a tight lid. Some food like fruits and vegetables are stored in airtight containers. This is called vacuum packing. It means we can preserve food items like biscuits, sugar, flour by keeping them in a airtight containers. They will remain fresh when they are kept in a dry can, tin and jar. This is called vacuum packing. Pickling. Pickling involves the preservation of food stuffs like mango, lemon, chili in edible oils with a salt and spices. Here, the salt acts as a preservative. Now, food stuff like lemon, chili and mango is kept in edible oils. Includes spices and salts. This is called pickling. Now, the last para is pasteurization. Louis Pasteur was the man behind the process of pasteurization, a method used to preserve milk. In this method, milk is first heated to a certain temperature and then cooled down to kill all the germs present in it. It means pasteurization is the process to preserve milk. In this method, firstly milk is heated at a normal temperature and then cooled down. This process is for killing the germs which is present in it. This is discovered by Louis Pasteur. So, we have completed the reading as well as the explanation of the chapter.